A disciple is one who makes disciples. Or a longer definition, a disciple is one who's growing more and more like Jesus in every way, every day, including in making disciples. Jesus has given to us as disciples a very clear task. Go and make disciples of all relational streams. This is found in the Great Commission, or the Gospel Commission gives to us the message. Share the good news of salvation through Jesus' death, burial, resurrection. Jesus is at the right hand of the Father. He is present by his Holy Spirit, and he is coming again. Our task is to make disciples and multiply disciples. On page 29 of our conversation guide, we've emphasised the fact that healthy groups multiply. How will your Discovery Bible Reading group foster the 5 principles of church found in the Great Commandments and the Great Commission? Jesus spoke of 2 great commandments in Matthew 22. Love God, worship. Love your neighbour, service. And in the Gospel Commission, go and make disciples in all relational streams, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Fellowship with our triune God, fellowship with each other. Teaching to obey all things that I've commanded, obedient discipleship. Think carefully about how your work in Discovery Bible Reading will actually foster these 5 purposes of church. And then I want you to spend time with the questions here on page 29. I want you in your groups to spend 15 minutes discussing who in your group can now make disciples. It's a very important question. And as you form Discovery Bible Reading groups, perhaps with just one work associate or a person in your neighbourhood or a friend or a family, you'll be asking the question, who in this group can now make disciples? And consider who is connected to another relational stream where a new group could actually start. Who in your group now in training is connected with other relational streams where new Discovery Bible Reading groups could be fostered? Who can actually lead a Discovery Bible Reading group? We've tried to make this process so simple and reproducible that anybody can be involved. I could tell you stories of people who are totally uneducated, cannot read or write, who foster Discovery Bible Reading groups and use the resources of their children or their grandchildren to be able to read and share the questions. But these groups are facilitated by people who have no education whatsoever. Who is your support person or your coach? Do you have somebody who's backing you and supporting you in this process? And who could you start with this week with a Discovery Bible Reading group? I was giving this training in the Baltic countries, and late one evening I challenged the group, before we come together tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, see if you can find somebody to share Discovery Bible Reading with. The next morning, not thinking that too many would have actually taken that opportunity, an old lady reported that she went home to where she was staying with her elderly atheist sister. And she said, "Sis, I've got a job to do. Would you help me? Let's get a cup of tea and sit. I want you to help me." And then her sister said, "What do you want me to do?" She said, "I'd like you to help me read through the first story of the Gospel of Mark using the Discovery Bible Reading process." And her elderly atheist sister said, "You know I don't believe in that stuff." So they had their hot drink, and then this lady from the group who'd been doing the training, she said, "Well, are you going to help me, sis?" "Okay, all right, let's do it." So they got a Bible, and the lady who'd been doing the training, she gave to her sister a bookmark, and they opened to the Gospel of Mark. One read the prayer, one read, another one read, one told the story. They went through the 5 questions, they prayed. And the atheist sister said, this elderly lady said, "Let's do that again tomorrow night. That was enjoyable. I could do that again." So put into practice what we're learning. Who could you start a Discovery Bible Reading group with this week? For the next 15 minutes, discuss these questions on page 29, and then pray together and think about who you could go out and share with.